you can see two numbers NMM. It is the number of rows and columns of a matrix A, and then we will have an input of a array that is n rows and m columns, right? Okay, and our mission is to print another array with the same size of our initial array, and our condition is to print the array how to so that our every element doesn't is the same as the old element. So let's try to understand this concept. Okay, so for example here I will copy this input real quick so that you guys can understand my code. Okay, here as you can see, like let me give you the second test case as an example. Like we have an array of 2 rows and 1 column, and it will be 2 1. So we must print our array so that every element in our new array isn't as the same as the original array. So our new array will be 1 and 2, right? So that the AEZ of the original element is different to our new element, the BEG of our new element. And next, with the 2 4 array here, 2 rows and 4 columns, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So how can we print it easily? 3 2 1 5 4 7 8 6. That's just an example, right? We can do it however we want, whatever we want, but we need to meet the condition of the problem, right? And one little thing I must to remember you guys, that all the numbers of our array is only will only appear one time. It means that it is a permutation. Like for example, our array of 2 rows and 4 columns, right? So we can only print the number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 once in our whole array, right? Because the number of rows is 2 and the column is 4. So when we take the product of it, it is 8, right? So we have a total of 8 numbers, and each number in this permutation can only be printed once. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. Okay, so let's try to, oh, and one more condition. If we can't print the new array different to the original array, we'll print -1. Like for example in the first example, right? 1 row 1 column, and our array is 1, so we can't change 1 because our permutation consists of only one number, that is the number 1. So we must do and so this the answer of this test case will be -1, because there's no way for us to change the permutation meeting the conditions of the problem. Okay, so that is all the explanation. So let's try to read my code and how I do this code. Okay, so first of all, I will read the input nm, the vector vm, the 2-dimension vector v with n rows and m columns, right? And I will read the input here. Okay, let me copy this down below so that you guys will understand it more easily. Okay, so my first, from the 16th to the 18th row, I wrote that if n is 1 and m is 1, then we'll count minus 1 and continue to the next test case. Why? As I have explained before, if there's only one number, so we can't change the number of elements in the arrays, right? So we will count print minus 1 and continue to the next test case. Okay, so let's read my code more carefully. We will iterate over n rows and m columns, right? And in each row and column, we will try to print the next elements of the original array, right? So let's read this real quick. Will x is our position of the row in our new array, and e will be the position of the column in our new array. As you can see, we will originize it with e plus 1 so that it doesn't it couldn't be the same as our first array, right? Our original array. And one more condition: if n is equal to n minus 1, that is, it is out of bound, right? Like, let me give you an example here, right? If we iterate to the last element of a row or the last element of an array, of a column or row, we can't print v e plus z j plus 1 because it will be out of bounds, it will be here, but there are no elements here, right? So if our position of the row or column is equal to n plus 1 or m plus n minus 1, we will print the first element. Why? Because we haven't printed the first element. Since our first element prints the second, our second prints our third, and so on, and with the last element we will print the first one. It is like a loop, circle, right? So we'll count x and y here, and x and y is above, and I've explained it to you guys, right? And remember to put an and line in the ends of each row, because we will need to print the row and columns, right? It is an array, so yeah, it's pretty simple. So let's read our input and read my output. The output of the problem set is often there in order to confuse you, so just think on your own and think independently out of the output, because it is wrong, I believe, right? So firstly, the first input is an array of one column and one row, so it is a minus 1 as expected. And with the next test case, two1 will be 1 2, and so on here, right? As you can see, it is 2 4 5 3 1 here, so our answer will be 4 5 3 1 2. 2 is the first element of the original array, as you guys can see. So our concept is pretty simple, and here's my code. So I hope you guys have understood this statement, and thank you for watching.